Hello, how's it going? You know, the pandemic is still here, and in Michigan, we're pretty locked down. No big gatherings and no events, but that doesn't mean that things can't go on because I'm working from home, some at the office. But I thought I would document my time here in COVID under the pandemic's restriction by making a bookshelf quilt. Now, here's a bookshelf quilt that I made a while ago. And the books are minimalist. You know, you can see that I chose different heights, a solid background, and the bookcase and shelves are a high contrasting dark color. This time, I thought I would assemble strips that are bright and shiny and lovely with a white background. Now I am into the second week with Angel of Halo Inspirations, and I'm going to put a link to the two videos that she's done for how to put this together. I just want to show you how my progress is coming along on my pandemic bookshelf quilt, being inspired by things during the pandemic that I have been doing, things that are every day. The books are brightly colored, and I've been focusing a lot on children's things. I've been making the grandkids things, bright, shiny, white background for cleanliness, clean, and disinfecting, right? So here is a sample of how I'm assembling my books. I decided to take a strip and cut it in a couple different places. I'm not really measuring either. And just put in a tiny little insert. This strip is probably about 1 inch to 1.25 inches wide. And then just cut, sew it, and then I'm only putting them in groups of 3 right now before I make my rows. I've put up a free patterns on my blog, and I'll put a link to the description below. But during the pandemic, I'm drinking a lot more tea and coffee. But this is a teacup because I bought some Harney and Sons tea, and it's delicious on Amazon. I've also taken my little indoor houseplant and gardening hobby to a next level. And every time I go to Lowe's, I scour the clearance racks, and I keep finding these little tiny succulents that are now growing. They're actually living. Can't believe it. So I took a chance and bought a dragon plant last time. The other thing that I am making is tiny quilts, and I found this tiny little star. I started 2 tiny quilts during tiny blocks. They're not tiny quilts, but the blocks are. I started the Kinship Fusion Sampler by Gnome Angel, and I started a Dear Jane. One is extremely complicated for days I need to really focus my mind on something incredibly difficult. And the Kinship is easier. It's more about fussy cutting, and it's about precision and color. And it's more on the easy side to piece. If you want to see all of those blocks, because I'm putting them up day by day, you can go to Vicki Holloway Quilting on Instagram, Vicki L. Holloway Quilting, or Vicki Holloway Quilting on Facebook. You can see all of those kinds of things day to day. So, inspired by my dark library quilt with the black background, I wanted to go clean, disinfecting, sanitizing. Angel is doing some cool things on her quilt. Everybody is making it their own and very, very personal. I am going to name mine the Pandemic Quilt. I'm living in a lot of, at my house with a lot of fantasy and stories and all kinds of cool things. I'm doing a lot of cooking more than reading, so I'm reading cookbooks. So I don't know, I may come up with some little plan about making a pocket either on the front or the back of the quilt to put in a couple of the recipes that I found during the pandemic. You know, it's just one of those things that your imagination can take you very, very far in personalizing something that is easy to put together if you know the little tricks and the ins and outs. And it's very inspiring. In fact, I was going to make mine just a couple of feet wide, very small. I decided to make it larger with 4 shelves, and I'll give you an update on that after this section. You'll see some close-ups of how I put it together in pictures and a little scan of where I'm at, and I'm rearranging these books and the plants and everything on the design wall every day. So as I go, I'll give you an update. So be sure to check out Angel's Halo Inspirations YouTube channel, because she has a couple of beautiful videos on how to put this together step by step, and using the teacup How to Foundation paper piece if you don't know. I love this little teacup. In fact, I think I'm going to go get myself a cuppa. Everybody have a great day. I hope that you're inspired, and please take one book, one stitch, one shelf at a time. And the next thing you know, this bookshelf quilt will be put together. Join us again in a week, and we will be talking about how to assemble this on Angel's YouTube as well as our Facebook pages on My Creative Corner 3. It's a Facebook group. It's a private group if you want to join in on the fun. Everybody have a wonderful week.